G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is your name, and I'm on a slightly crazy mission to build a gaming console from scratch. But not just any console. This is raggerplay, the gaming beast that's the same size as a laundry basket. And yes, you heard that right. Today is episode 3, and things are about to get really interesting. If you missed the first 2 episodes, I'll give you a quick recap. In episode 1, we came up with this wild idea and designed the entire layout, figuring out how to cram high-end gaming components into a custom-built chassis, the size of a standard laundry basket. In episode 2, we actually built that chassis. It was a journey of cutting, drilling, and a whole lot of problem-solving. But we ended up with this magnificent rectangular frame. It's big, it's bold, and it's ready for some hardware. So, what's on the agenda for today? Today is the day we start bringing raggerplay to life. We are installing the absolute heart of the machine, the motherboard, the CPU, and the RAM. This is a critical step. If we mess this up, none of the other fancy components will matter. It's like building a supercar but forgetting to install the engine. So, the pressure is on. First up, let's talk about the components I've chosen. For the motherboard, I went with the motherboard model name. I picked this one for a few key reasons. It has a fantastic VRM for stable power delivery, plenty of aim, 2 slots for super fast storage, and crucially, the layout of its ports and headers works perfectly with our unconventional case design. We need all our connections to be accessible, and this board gives us the flexibility we need. Next, the brain of the operation, the CPU. I've opted for the CPU model name. This thing is an absolute powerhouse. With number cores and number threads, it can handle anything we throw at it, from the latest AAA games at max settings to streaming and video editing all at once. We're not cutting any corners with raggerplay, and this CPU is proof of that. And to support that powerful processor, we have the RAM. I've got about gigabytes of RAM model name DDR5 memory. The speed on this kit is insane, which means lightning-fast loading times and buttery smooth gameplay. Plus, let's be honest, the RGB lighting on these sticks is going to look incredible inside our custom case. We're building a performance machine, but it has to look the part too, right? Alright, enough talk. Let's get our hands dirty. The first step is to prep the motherboard. We need to install the CPU. This is probably the most delicate part of any PC build. You have to be so careful not to bend any of the pins on the motherboard socket or the CPU itself. I'm going to open up the retention arm on the socket here. Line up the little golden triangle on the corner of the CPU with the triangle on the socket, and gently lower it into place. No force required. It should just drop in dot perfect. Now, close the arm and the CPU is secure. Next up is the RAM. This part is much more straightforward. You just open the clips on the RAM slots, line up the notch on the bottom of the memory stick with the notch in the slot, and press down firmly on both ends until you hear a satisfying click. And just like that, our RAM is installed. Look at that! The core of our system is already starting to take shape. Now comes the big moment, mounting the motherboard inside the raggerplay chassis. This is where our planning from episode 1 and the build from episode 2 really get put to the test. I've already installed the motherboard standoffs in the case. These little brass screws are super important because they prevent the back of the motherboard from touching the metal case, which would cause a short circuit and fry everything. So, let's carefully lower the motherboard onto the standoffs. I need to align the screw holes on the board with the standoffs. This is always a bit of a balancing act. Okay, looks like we're lined up. Let's get the first screw in to hold it in place. One of the challenges with a custom case this large is cable management. With a standard case, you have designated channels and tie-down points. Here we have a giant open space. This is both a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because we have plenty of room to work. But it's a curse because if we're not careful, it's going to look like a spaghetti monster in here. My plan is to run the main cables along the bottom and side rails of the frame, using these zip tie mounts that I'll be sticking on as we go. It's going to take some extra time, but the final result will be a clean and professional-looking build. So, with the motherboard secured, the next step is to start plugging things in. We'll start with the front panel connectors. These are the tiny, fiddly little cables that connect the power button, reset button, and USB ports on the front of the case to the motherboard. They're always a pain, but they're essential. I am using a little diagram from the motherboard manual to make sure I get them in the right spots. Power switch there. Reset switch, got it. And the USB headers, perfect. I can already visualize how this is all going to come together. The motherboard sits right here in the center, a beacon of technology. Soon, we'll have the power supply in this corner, the massive graphics card mounted vertically right here, and our custom cooling solution running throughout the entire chassis. It's going to be an absolute spectacle. This project is more than just building a powerful computer. It's a creative challenge. It is about pushing the boundaries of what a gaming PC can look like and how it can be built. Taking an everyday object like a laundry basket and saying, I can turn that into the foundation for a high-performance gaming rig, is what this is all about. It is about having fun with technology and not being afraid to try something different and a little bit absurd. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. We've made some fantastic progress. The heart of raggerplay is now officially in place. The motherboard, CPU, and RAM are all installed and secure inside our custom-built chassis. The dream is slowly but surely becoming a reality. In the next episode, we're going to tackle the power supply and storage. We'll be installing a beast of APSU to feed this power-hungry machine and getting our super-fast NVMe drives installed and ready to go. It's going to be another huge step forward, so you won't want to miss it. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If you enjoyed the video and want to see how this ridiculous and amazing project turns out, please hit that like button and, more importantly, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. Let me know in the comments what you think of the build so far. Your feedback and ideas are always welcome. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.